Hazel walked down the stairs, her face pulled out in a long stretch, while the maids carried down her bags and her few other belongings. She stood behind the single-seater that was made of nothing but pure gold. Her hands grip the top of it as she stares at the entire house, the house she has lived all her life in. What S with the long face, Hazel? Her dad walked into the parlor with a glass of juice. I am going to miss you and Henry, she replied with a pout, and her dad smiles. He spread his arms wildly and she fell into it, his other arms wrapped around her body, while the other held onto his glass of wine, preventing it from falling. You do not have to worry, Hazel. Staying with Axel is just the same as staying with me. He strokes her hair slightly, trying to calm her down, but his words only aggravated the anger she was trying so hard to bury. The thought of going to live with Axel provoked her even more. Hazel is the youngest child and the only daughter of Mr. Marco. She had just gained admission into her favorite university in Washington with the thoughts of staying with her boyfriend who has been there for over a year now. However, plans changed when her father insisted that she would be living with his young best friend whom he had known since college. However, her father is doing all this just to see that she is safe and far away from sexual assault. Her tiny little waist that had shaped up the curve of her ass and hips calls onto men and can get their dick throbbing, and her father doesn't wish to have rap or rapasaur in his list. Hazel is young and petite, pretty, with jet black hair and hazel green eyes, white pale skin, a chubby neck with a cute flesh, and plump lips. Can I not live with Axel, Daddy? Her voice came out tiny and her dad exhaled slightly. I have known Axel since I was 29, and he has been my best friend since his brother passed away. He is my best friend, Hazel, and I feel safe letting you stay with him. Hazel knew that no amount of words would get her dad to change his mind, so she would live by it. You might miss your flight, let us get going. Her father urged and she inhaled deeply. She stared at the entire mansion, and her heart stiffened a bit. She is going to miss her father so well, and this house. Tears burnt the back of her eyes, but she did well by blinking them back inside. Let us get going. Her dad pats her shoulder and they walked out of the door through the exit door, slumped into the car, and took off. Hazel stepped out of the flight and the cool air took up her hair. Her eyes blinked into a small close before patting open. She stared up at the sky, another feeling of happiness flushing into her. Washington, here I come. She breathed out happily, all the pain in her heart suddenly vanishing. It has always been her dream to visit Washington, and here she is. The sudden beep of her phone pulled her away from her thoughts and she reached out to her phone. It was her best friend, Tracy. Hey, dolphins. Tracy giggles from the other end and Hazel rolled her eyes at the annoying name. That name sucks, Tracy. Everything sucks, the Hazel I know. She let out a little bit bitchy and Hazel scoffed. Have you arrived? Yes. I am at the airport. Did plans change? No. She let out a frustrated sigh. My dad still insists that I stay with Axel. She drags her box through the airport finding a place to sit. I am sorry, girl. However, this isn't even a bad idea. I mean, plenty of girls would pay to be with him. Her hands covered her mouth while she giggles, aggravating the anger Hazel was feeling. I am not a lot of girls, and I do not wish to live with him. She rolls her eyeball disgustingly. I suppose she is protesting against living with me. The husky yet tantalizing voice of Axel breaks through her ear and she felt chills run down her spine. Her hands loosed a little grip on her phone as she heard the soothing voice of Axel. Even without turning to get a glimpse, she was sure that he was the one. How could she forget his voice? The voice that sends chills down her spine. Is that his voice?